Hello, and I'm happy to be here with another tiny video. And I start right with a question. Is independence in all forms truly acceptable? Or what kind of independence does power actually put up with? This strikes me as really a thought-provoking point and something worth chewing over. Independence on individual level, we all admire it and celebrate it. These days, it's practically a badge of honor. And if you are self-reliant, true to yourself, people respect you for it straight away. But here is a question that nags at me, and it is, why does the same independence tear us into such a headache when we scale it up for the collective level? On a personal scale, it's a sign of maturity, it's a sign of growth. Yet, when we look at examples such as Iran today, we see that their collective independence or their attempt at collective independence gets flipped on its head. So you get cheer when you're talking about personal independence, and when you get pushback when you're talking about the collective independence. You talk about a country trying to be independent, you talk about sovereignty of a country. So our mind might jump to the easy answer in this case. There are and say that there are two totally separate things, like personal independence and collective independence. You might say individual independence comes from liberalism's big wins, something that every person, no matter their race, gender, or background, naturally gravitates towards. When we think about it in everyday terms, we've got someone breaking free from their family's expectations, chasing their own dreams. That's brilliant, we say. But then why doesn't the same respect extend to the group of people or a sovereign nation standing apart from the global order? Why then we slap labels such as rogue state, terrorist state, and extremist? Sure, I mean, you could try to split individual independence off from the collective independence completely and treat them like apples and oranges, two absolutely different things. Let's go a bit further. On one hand, personal autonomy lets you carve out your own identity, chase your goals, build a life that fits you like a glove. It's empowering. Think of someone leaving a dead-end job to start their own business, or coming out and living authentically. We cheer that on. But does drawing such a hard line really solve anything? Does it explain why collective independence really gets so much brushed off? I don't think so. My take is that there is actually a deep, guaranteed link between the two. We don't have to downplay how individual independence fuels personal growth in biology, gender, identity. Equally, we don't need to dive into some global conspiracy theory about shadowy cabals putting strings. No need for that. The point is rather, when individual independence slides into full-on individualism, it starts making people feel like they don't need collective independence at all. Push hard on personal freedom and collective freedom gets sidelined. I picked this up from English philosopher Anne Phillips, and it is on spot. Issues around the individual, personal identity, and equality really took off in Western political philosophy right around the time Europeans were out colonizing and conquering other lands. That's not a small detail, it is massive. The focus on personal equality and independence rolled out alongside dismissing other nations' sovereignty. Let me stress again, it's not necessarily some ground plot cooked up in smoke-filled rooms. It's more this built-in emphasis on individual rights that often comes at the expense of collective ones, or at least they are locked together in time. You can't unsee it once you notice it. Now let's bring it back to the Iranians, because that's where it really hits home. They've rightfully embraced individual rights and equality in their daily lives. They have fought tooth and nail for those basic personal rights. So it shouldn't surprise us that even in wartime, they don't lose sleep over their country's territory slipping away. Instead, they back the war or stay quiet about it. which lines up with cheering on attacks from the outside. In the end, even amid the fighting, they can still bang on about a free Iran where everyone does whatever they want. It's a stark reminder. When individual freedom trumps everything, collective survival can end up as a collateral damage.